just recording my screen. Oh, okay. Well, I guess I'm not working on that, Matt. Sandy's gonna take class this morning. Welcome to Friday Flow. My name is Ellen, teaching from the lake here. I would have the lake background, but it's too early in the morning and you would just see sun. But this is a good view too. As always, I encourage you all to grab blocks or props or straps or foam roller, pillows, whatever you have to make this stretch and practice a little more comfortable. So we're gonna start in a comfortable seated position. I'm sure at some point Sandy will leave. She'll get annoyed with me talking. So find a nice, comfortable seated position. All right, sorry, Sandy. I'm sitting right here. So I like to sit on top of my block just to really allow my hips to open, but a pillow also works. All right, so nice, comfortable seated position, and we're gonna go ahead and just start with some nice, simple shoulder rolls. So we're gonna focus a lot on just stretching the whole body, sort of dynamic stretching in the beginning of class so we can get our blood flowing and start to work through any tightness or tension that we're feeling in our body. We'll go into a yoga flow to build some heat in the body. And at the end, we'll finish with some static stretching, meaning that we hold the stretches. And by that time, we'll be nice and warm. So up, down, and around. Let's do 2 more big shoulder rolls. Up, down, and around. And last one. All right, perfect. So now you're just gonna do a little bit of a twist to the right and the left, but nice and easy over that left shoulder and then over that right. So nothing too crazy right now. Again, just more of a dynamic type of stretch and flow to start. So not going as far as you could if we were holding this, but just inhaling to one side, exhaling over to the other. And while you're sitting here, think of sitting up nice and tall, starting to engage that core. And we'll do 1 more on each side. And we'll add some arms overhead to this. Here's your last one. All right, now we're gonna bring those arms up. Big inhale, maybe take your head back here, tilt your head back and look up, and then exhale, those arms come down. Touch your dog if they're next to you. Inhale and exhale. So just doing this a couple of times. Big deep breath in. And deep breath out. So really good time to check in with yourself this morning and sort of take note of how you're feeling physically, but maybe also mentally as well. No judgment, just checking in. And let's do this 2 more times. Big deep breath. Exhale out. 1 more time, take it up. This time, keep your hands here up at the top. We're gonna go ahead and drop that left arm and then reach over to the right side. Inhale, we're gonna come back to the center. That arm lowers a little bit, and then exhale, we're gonna bring it back over. Just sort of switching up the stretch. Again, making it nice and dynamic. Inhale and exhale, reach. I want you to really ground those hips into the floor. We're gonna do it 2 more times. Inhale. And exhale, feeling that nice big stretch to the side body. Here's our last one. Holding this here, we're gonna rotate our chest down and shoulders down as we inhale. And then exhale, looking up towards our elbows. Let's do it 3 more times. Inhale and exhale. That hand could also even be on a block here. Inhale, rotate down and exhale. So really working through those shoulders. Here's your last one. Inhale. And exhale, come back to the top, then that elbow, bring it down, shake it out, and we'll do the same thing on the other side. Excuse me, sort of bring those arms up. Nice deep breath. This time that right hand drops to the floor, and this left hand reaches over for a nice side body stretch. Inhale, let's lower it back down, and exhale over. So again, doing this a couple of times. Feel free to adjust your seated position at any time. Change that up as well. 1 more time. I really want you to keep those hips grounded, especially on that left side. Stay right here. We're gonna rotate down, sort of like we're opening and closing the chest. And we open here as we exhale, gaze at your elbow. Let's do that again. rotate to close. And then exhale, rotate to open towards the ceiling, towards the sky. And 2 more. Great, 1 more, inhale. Exhale, come back to the top. Woo, all right, good job. Let's go ahead and roll those shoulders once more, one at a time here. Get a little bit of more dynamic movement. Okay, so we're gonna place those hands on our knees or our shins, however we are seated. We're gonna make circles. I did this, I think, a couple weeks ago. So you're gonna draw a circle with your chest. So think of like a pencil or paintbrush on your chest. So you're gonna take it forward first, pulling the shoulder blades back, take it over to the left side, then you're gonna pull it back, as far back as you can, over to the right and then back to the center. So starting to then make it more of a flow and more of a circle. You can always break it up into that front, side, center if you want. And just try to make the biggest circle you can with your chest. We'll also do these standing. We'll do them with our hips. So right here, just doing them seated. So nice big circles with the chest. We're gonna do 1 more towards the left, and then we'll go in the opposite direction. All right, so opposite direction, we'll break it down the first time. You take it forward to the right, pull it back, and draw that belly button in, go to the left, and then come back around. Nice and slow, even if this feels a little weird, right? But it's just good to open up through the rib cage, especially when we come forward. Right here, so we're squeezing those back muscles. And then rounding the spine. So almost like a cat-cow, but adding a circle into it. So we're gonna do 2 more in this direction. And 1 more. Circle, oh, there she goes. Oh, she's just scratching her ear. All right, and come back to the circle. So last one, the seated position. We're gonna do a seated cat-cow. So similar to those circles. As you inhale, once you bring your chest towards me, pull those elbows back. Bye, Sandy. And then exhale, once you sort of slide back, tuck the hips under just a little bit, pull your belly button in. And then again, inhale. And once you actually slide those hands to your hips, as you bring your chest forward, pull your elbows back, and then exhale, they slide away, right? Tuck the chin. So let's do 2 more cat-cows, really exaggerating this movement. Inhale, and then exhale, and then we'll do it in a tabletop position. Here's our last one. Seated, inhale, squeeze those shoulder blades, and then exhale. All right, let's come out of this seated position, and you're gonna find your mat if you're not already there, and we're gonna come into a tabletop position. All right, so nice and simple here, hands under the shoulders, knees under the hips. We're gonna do that same cat-cow motion. So inhale, this time your belly drops to the mat. You lift your chest and tailbone, and then exhale, chin to chest. And you round the spine, so same exact thing. Why don't you do a couple more here? I'm just gonna come and check in on you all. So a couple more cat-cows at your own pace. You can think of sinking into the mat as you're inhaling, and as you exhale, sort of lifting away from the mat. Perfect. Good, welcome, welcome. Everyone. We'll do 1 more here. Nice easy cat-cow. And we're gonna continue with those circles even in our tabletop. So this is great to warm up our wrists, especially getting ready for down dog. So you're gonna come forward, over to the right, back, and to the left. And then just start to create really big circles with your torso. Taking it nice and slow, going as far forward as you want. Nice stretch for those wrists. Thinking about how most of us probably do sit all day. We're typing all day. So we want to make sure we stretch out those wrists. Let's do 1 more in this direction. And then we just reverse. So other side. So you go forward, left, back, and right. And then start to make it a nice circular motion as we do this. Perfect, let's do 2 more in this direction. Keep that neck nice and long. Here's your last one. All right, excellent. So we're going to keep it dynamic. Again, I don't want to go into any static stretches until really the end of class. Let's go and tuck those toes. Bring your hands up a little bit closer to the top of your mat. Take an inhale. And then exhale, we're just going to lift those hips way up into a down dog. Start to pedal out your heels. And work through any kinks you have here. So you can move your hips around a little bit if you like. Think about pressing your chest towards your legs here. We'll build a little bit of heat in just a moment. So hold your down dog. An option for down dog is child's pose, or maybe even doing this with just your knees on the floor. So one more breath in that down dog, really stitching that rib cage together. Inhale, we're going to float to a plank. So right when those shoulders go on top of your wrists, I want you to tuck those hips under a little bit. I want you to squeeze your glutes. So hips lift just a little bit, engage that core. Exhale, we're going to lower the knees, and then we're going to lower the chest. All at the same time. I want you to draw those elbows in towards your rib cage and lift your chest up just a little bit. Flatten your toes. Inhale, lift for baby cobra. Shoulders down and away. Glue your elbows into that rib cage. Exhale, lower, retuck your toes, and then inhale, lift, exhale, down dog. Let's do it again. Inhale, come forward to your plank. I want you to tuck those hips, squeeze your glutes, exhale, knees and chest. We lower. Pull those elbows into your rib cage, flatten your toes, inhale, lift, exhale, lower, retuck the toes, back and up, down dog, or child's pose. 2 more times just to get nice and warm. Inhale to our plank. Remember to squeeze those glutes. Keep the core nice and tight. Exhale, knees and chest. Flatten those toes. Pull your elbows to your rib cage. Inhale, lift, baby cobra. Maybe each time getting a little bit higher off the ground. And then exhale, tuck those toes. Down and back. Down dog. Here's your last one. Inhale forward. Exhale, knees and chest. A little faster. Feeling those arms warm up. Inhale, lift. And exhale, down dog or child's pose. Your choice, down dog or child's pose. So feeling that heat build just a little bit so we can get more into some dynamic stretching. One more breath in that down dog. All right, inhale, bring those knees back. Okay, so we're here sort of in that tabletop. I want you to keep your hips on top of your knees. We're gonna do puppy pose. You're just gonna walk those hands out, lower to your forearms. Lower your head down, but keep your hips up. Forehead to the floor. Hold this for one more breath. And then inhale. What we're going to do is sort of slide forward. Keep your forearms down. You're going to drop those hips. And we come right into that baby cobra. Okay? My elbows are right under my shoulders. And my wrists are aligned with my elbows. So it's almost sort of like Sphinx, too. In Pilates. So this is a big stretch for your back. If this was too much, just walk your elbows out a little bit and lower your chest. All right, one more breath here. Inhale, you gotta really use your core. So tuck those hips under, engage that rib cage, lift your hips, shift them back on top of your knees and sit back for that puppy pose. Keep your hips right on top of your knees. Forearms are down in each pose. Head is down here. Inhale, lift up. Sort of slide and move forward. Arms don't move, and you just drop your hips. And we lift our chest. We hold for about 2 breaths. All right, so we're going to try and flow through this 2 more times. Taking your time, I'm going to try to go through a little bit faster if you want to follow. So lift those hips. Lots of core. Inhale. Exhale, hold. Right on top of those knees. Inhale, lift, move forward. Exhale, lower those hips and lift your chest. One more breath. And then one more time through. Lift those hips. Inhale. And then exhale, drop them and hold right here. So I know this one's probably tricky. If your shoulders are super tight, try to hold it for one more breath. All right, and then you can release those elbows out to the side. Arms down by your side, allow your shoulders to roll forward and turn your head to one side. Ooh, this part should feel good. Hold it here just for 2 more breaths. Notice how our shoulders just Instantly roll forward there when we relax. All right, let's tuck the toes. We'll get a nice time to rest at the end of class. So let's come all the way back up, inhale, and then exhale, quick child's pose. So knees wide, feet together. Since we did just work our back a little bit there. So quick child's pose. We're here for 2 more breaths, and then we're gonna get right into that yoga flow just to continue to build that heat. We'll start at the top first. So go ahead and come back up. Let's find that down dog. You're gonna tuck those toes, inhale, exhale, down dog. Inhale, bend those knees. Exhale, just slowly walk those feet up to your hands. Using your blocks, your pillow, at any time you would like. Inhale brings us to standing, nice and slow. We're gonna bring those palms together first. Look up at those hands. Exhale, we're gonna lower them down to heart center. Okay, so we're gonna do those hip circles first that I mentioned. We did the circles seated. Now we're gonna do them standing before we actually go into our yoga flow. So you're gonna bring those feet nice and wide. This is a great hip mobility stretch to do in between meetings. Doesn't even have to be as part of a full stretch or class. Hands on your hips, knees slightly wide. It's the same thing. We're gonna bring our hips forward to the left, to the back, to the right, and then just repeat, okay? So you're drawing circles with your hips. And then just start to make it more of a circular motion. And don't worry about what your upper body does here. I just want you to think of drawing circles with your hip bones. Big circle. And you might find that one side is a little bit, I feel that right there, a little bit tighter than the other. That's okay. We're just warming up these hips so we can get a little more range of motion when we go into some of those yoga poses, especially our warrior poses, right? Important to keep those knees soft, right? And your ankles not too steady on the floor. They're gonna move around a little bit too. You don't want to plant them, is what I mean. Okay, let's go and do the other direction, right? So same thing, if you want to break it up, you can go forward, right, back, and then left. And then eventually you start to make a circle. Again, also might feel a little weird. Like you're doing a little dance, but trust me, this is really good for your hip mobility. Great thing to do when you first wake up. And maybe you're a little too tight to stretch, just do some of these hip circles. So we'll do a couple more in this direction. Yeah, going to that side is a little bit harder, a little bit tighter for me. That's okay, because then maybe after class, you do a couple more in that direction where you stretch out that tighter side for a little bit longer, right? So just kind of keep note of that. All right, we'll do one more hip circle. All right, perfect. Now let's come to the top of our mats. This will help us open up those hips a little bit in some of our yoga postures and poses. Let's take a nice inhale up. Exhale, you're just gonna let it go. So float it down. Inhale for a nice halfway flat back, hands at your shins or your knees, and you're pulling those shoulder blades together. You're gonna feel it stretch right behind the legs. Exhale, let's lower. You're gonna step that right foot back, warrior one, so medium step. Glue your heel to the floor, lift your chest, arms come up, inhale, and exhale, we just hold. So for a couple of breaths, our first time through, your hips are facing forward. Back leg is nice and straight. Taking a few breaths in through the nose, but also out through the nose for the most efficient way of breathing here. One more breath. Inhale, we're gonna straighten that leg. Exhale, we're gonna let those arms fall down to the side and work on triangle pose. So inhale, we're gonna reach forward. We'll break it down first. Exhale, reach for that front knee. Back hand comes to your hip. Just stay right here. And then inhale, just like in our warm up, right? We rotated down, we closed off our shoulder and our chest. And now exhale, I want you to open it up as big as you can. And then with every breath after, maybe you bring that hand a little lower to the floor. When and if you're ready, full extension of that top arm. But only if you can get that wrist stacked on top of your shoulder. If you're right here or still down a little bit, keep that hand on your hip and focus on opening your shoulder first. This will come eventually, but it's all on the shoulder. Hold it there for a couple of breaths. You can also use a wall. I actually don't have one here, but You can sort of lean up against the wall, right? One more breath. Strong core, push into your back foot. Inhale, come on up. Woo, exhale, let's come down. Hands come on either side of this foot. You're gonna step it back, lower down to a low lunge. So drop that back knee. I'm just gonna grab my blocks here. All right, we're gonna keep this toe tucked for right now, okay? So I want you to have a nice strong base for what we're doing next. You're gonna lift up, low lunge. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, hold right here. So if that becomes too much for your toes, you can always flatten them. One more breath, inhale. Exhale, pull those elbows down. We're gonna find our cactus pose. So pulling those elbows back. This is your cactus or goalpost. Inhale, come forward just a little bit. Elbows come together, and then exhale, we open them back up. Let's do it one more time. So this is a big stretch for our back here. Hold it, chest is lifting. Now I want you to untuck that toe, flatten it, find maybe a little bit more opening here. And then inhale, bring those arms up. Exhale, take them down. Hang out right here just for 2 breaths to really stretch out that hip flexor. Want to keep our back pretty straight here. So no need to fold forward just to reach your knee. Let's go ahead and re-tuck that back toe. Inhale, exhale, we're gonna lift up and step back. Now we're facing dog. So that's our first layer. We're gonna do the other side. First, we come to a plank, inhale. Remember, glutes, squeeze, squeezing those abs. Also, exhale, knees and chest, and you'll start to come into sort of your own flow with this. Inhale, lift, and exhale. Down dog or child's pose. Hold that for 2 breaths. Starting to work through your own flow. You can go a little slower, a little faster, whatever you'd like. Next breath, we bend our knees. Exhale, we walk, hop or jump. Maybe we're ready to jump to the top of that mat. Inhale brings us to standing. And then exhale, we're just gonna float it right back down and repeat on the other side. All the way down. Inhale, halfway lift, hands to knees or shins. Pulling those shoulder blades together, and then exhale down. Step back, left foot, warrior 1. Medium step back, glue your heel to that floor. It goes straight back, arms up, inhale, exhale, hold. Couple of breaths here, your front knee is slightly bent, but your back leg is nice and straight. Remember, we're stitching that rib cage together, keeping our core nice and strong. Get ready for triangle pose in just a moment. Inhale, straighten that front leg. Exhale, open up towards the side and allow those arms to fall down. Here's that triangle. Inhale, reach towards that right foot. Knees are bent just a little bit. Exhale, hand comes to your knee. Back hand, start at your hip. Inhale, close off your shoulder. Look down at your mat, and then exhale, open up and look towards the ceiling. With every breath, you can get a little bit deeper into your triangle pose. Maybe you're reaching for a block right here instead of your ankle. Now on this side, I can extend that arm and come into that fullest pose. Not as tight on this side. So we're gonna hold, remember, for a couple of breaths. That first round, hold it here. You want that wrist stacked. If your arm is extended, you want it stacked right on top of that wrist. Imagine you're squished between 2 walls. One more breath. You got this. Core is nice and tight. Push into that back foot slowly. Inhale. Woo, exhale. Let's cartwheel those hands down. We're going to get ready for that low lunge. So I'm grabbing my blocks. You can place your hands onto the floor. Step back. Lower that knee. Keep your toes tucked for the time being. Lift your chest. Inhale up. Exhale, low lunge. Hold this right here. So we're not going to do this, but the reason we have this tucked is that you should feel super strong enough to push up and lift into like a lunge, right? So we're just sort of building that strength in our legs. That's why I want you to keep those toes tucked so that you have weight back there and not all of it in your front leg. Next exhale, we draw those elbows down, cactus. Inhale, we lean forward slightly, we close up those elbows, and then exhale, we pull them apart. One more time. Inhale together, exhale, pull them apart. right? And if you don't want to arch your back, that feels a little uncomfortable, you can just stay right here. Want a little more, lift your chest, tilt your head back. Also now, go ahead and flatten your toe. Notice that that makes a little bit of a difference. Maybe it gives you a little more of a stretch, a little less stability. One more breath, maybe a little bit more challenging. And then inhale, arms up, slowly exhale. Hang out here for 2 breaths. Just breathing into that hip flexor. One more breath. Tuck your toe, lift that knee off the floor, step back, down dog. All right, inhale forward to your plank, and you can also just come to a child's pose, right? Exhale, or move through your flow with me. Inhale, and exhale. And that can look really however you want. Down dog or child's pose. We're gonna go back to the first side we started on. We're gonna add a couple more layers. So one more breath in that down dog. Next breath. We bend those knees. Inhale, exhale, we walk, hop or jump, forward fold. Let it go right there. Inhale brings us to standing. Our palms come together, and exhale, we lower them down to heart center. So just a quick check-in. Is everyone doing okay? Thumbs up, we're good, awesome. All right, so we're gonna keep it going. You should be feeling nice and warm. Again, adding on a couple more elements, a little more challenging. Always listen to your body. Reach up, inhale. Exhale, let it go. Halfway lift, inhale. Pull those shoulder blades together. Glue your heels into the floor. And then exhale. Inhale, step back, warrior 1. Reach up, inhale. Exhale, hold. Just gonna move a little bit faster. One more breath. Inhale, straighten that leg. Exhale, those arms come down. We're gonna go right into triangle this time. So inhale, reach towards that front foot. Exhale, you're just gonna flow right into wherever your triangle pose is this morning. Maybe hand stays on that hip. Maybe you're ready to open up. Imagine you're falling back into a wall. Keep going. Nice strong core here. One more breath. And then inhale, push into that back foot. Exhale, let's open up to warrior 2 this time. So you're gonna lift your heel off the floor. You're gonna open that right hip. Arms come up and then they lower. Maybe take a step back. Warrior 1. Inhale, straighten your leg. Arms come up. Exhale. Little dynamic movement. 2 more. On that last one, you're gonna find your lowest pose. Front knee is bent. Back leg is straight. Nice warrior 2. Core is nice and strong. Shoulders away from those ears. All right, inhale. Flip your palm. Exhale, take it back. Peaceful warrior. We're gonna do this on the floor in just a minute. Peaceful warrior. So it's a nice side body stretch. Take your gaze up at your hand. One more breath. Inhale, back to warrior 2. Exhale, take that back heel off the floor. Let's rotate those hands down to our low lunge. So low lunge, we'll keep that foot tucked. Inhale, arms come up. And exhale, let's bring those elbows down for that cactus. Inhale, we come in just one time. And then exhale, pull those elbows apart. Lift your chest, we're gonna add on. Inhale, arms come up. And then exhale, just take them down in front of you. So both arms in front, they're sort of resting on my knee here. Whatever leg is back, that same side arm is going to open up. So for me, it's my right leg, so right arm. Imagine you're making a rainbow with your arm. Inhale and exhale, reaching towards your heel. Let's do that again. Inhale, exhale, rainbow. We're opening up, reaching for that heel. One more time. Inhale and exhale. So getting a shoulder stretch, but also a rotation. Maybe reach for that heel. And then here comes that peaceful warrior. Inhale, that front arm comes up. And then exhale, peaceful warrior, just kneeling. So you can reach for your heel or your calf. A little extra challenge. Now flatten that foot. Woo, and then we have to reach a little bit more, but it's just an option. Be mindful of your back. Keep your core nice and tight. You can even stay right here. One more breath. And then inhale, let's come back. Okay, let's untuck that toe, everyone. We're gonna reach that opposite arm inside as if we're doing an extended side angle. reach inside, and this arm here is gonna reach all the way up, just like triangle pose. Take your hand to your hip and hold this right here. So just encouraging a little more opening through that shoulder. Inhale, take that hand down. Exhale, take it back up. One more breath, really filling that front leg, and then slowly pull yourself back up to the center. Excellent. Arms reach up. We face our front knee. Hands come down. Whew. All right, let's step back, down dog. Great job. Same thing on the other side. First, we go through our flow. Inhale. We're squeezing the glutes and those hips and core muscles. Exhale, we lower. Inhale, baby cobra. Or maybe you're ready for upward facing dog. You've done that before. And then exhale, take it back to your down dog or child's pose. Right? Hold it for 2 breaths. We're gonna go right into the other side. We got this. Inhale, bend those knees. Exhale, lock, hop, or jump. Forward fold. Inhale brings us to standing. We're gonna go right into this other side. Exhale, let it go. Forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Nice flat back. Pull those shoulder blades together. Exhale, lower. Left foot steps back. Warrior 1. Glue your heel into the floor. Arms lift. Inhale and exhale. Hold it right here. Back leg nice and straight. Hips facing forward. One more breath. Core is nice and strong. Inhale, straighten that front leg. Exhale, arms come down. Go right into that triangle. Flow into it. Inhale, reach. Exhale. And hold that here. So stay right there. I just want to come take a look at you all. Remember, imagining you're falling into a wall. So if that helps you to open up a little bit more with your shoulder. Good. Nice, Mindy. Good day, Ann. Maybe try to take everyone your hand away from that front leg to engage your core a little more. It should have felt a little bit harder. Just one extra challenge. One more breath, everyone. Inhale, we're going to push into that back leg, and then exhale, release. Let's open right into that warrior 2. So we're going to lift up, okay, heel off the floor, open up from that hip, arms up, and then come down. Maybe you take a little step back, adjust yourself, but opening up from that hip. Dynamic movement. Inhale, arms up, straighten that front leg, exhale. 2 more, and on that last one, you're going to find your lowest warrior 2 for me. Inhale and exhale, as low as you can go right here, while keeping your torso stacked on top and in the center. Front knee bent, back leg straight, right? Hips stay down. Shoulders out of our ears. Core nice and strong. 1 more. Inhale, flip your front palm. Exhale, take it back, peaceful warrior. Big side body stretch. A lot of balance here. Take your gaze up at your hand. Body's shaking a little bit, means it's working. And then inhale, come back to that warrior 2. Exhale, cartwheel those hands down. We come down to our low lunge, so make sure you have some support for that knee because we'll be here for just a little bit, okay? Inhale, arms up. And exhale, cactus. And we're moving a little bit faster. Inhale, just 1 time, elbows close in. And then exhale, they open up. So pull those elbows apart. Hold it here for 1 breath. And then inhale, arms up. Exhale, hands come down in front of you, right on that knee. Keep your back toe tucked, okay? So doing that rainbow now with the other arm. Inhale and exhale. Maybe reaching for that heel. Let's do it again. Inhale and exhale, open. 1 more time, then we're gonna hold it. Inhale and exhale, hold it. Maybe you reach a little bit lower for that heel or for that shin. Extra challenge, you don't have to. If you want a little more, peaceful warrior, so that front arm comes up, inhale, and exhale. Woo. Get a little more of that stretch. So again, listen to your body. This is a lot harder. Keep that core nice and strong. 1 more breath wherever you're at. Inhale, we take the hand back to the front, and exhale, let's hold. So let's now untuck that toe. Keep it nice and flat. Opposite arm reaches inside. Okay, so you're sort of gently pushing against your knee here, right? Reach inside. We're gonna take that arm up, almost like triangle. One breath, and then the hand comes to that hip. And just hold here for about 2 breaths. One more. Inhale, that hand comes back down. We rotate. Exhale, reach up. Let's do it one more time. Inhale, and exhale, hold it. One more breath. Big stretch there. Inhale, hands on either side of that foot. You're gonna re-tuck that toe, lift the knee off the floor, step it on back. Downward facing dog. Here we go. We got one more layer to go. Inhale, exhale, lower. Inhale, lift. Exhale, down dog or child's pose. So one more layer. We're gonna go through it even faster. And we're gonna try and do that sequence that we did kneeling in a full lunge without kneeling to the floor. But you have that option to bring it back to the floor. Inhale, bend the knees. Exhale, hop or jump. Forward fold. We're gonna go right into this. So inhale brings us to standing. Exhale, take it down. Remember, a little bit faster as well. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, just a breath or 2 in each pose. Step back, right foot, warrior 1. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, hold. Inhale, straighten that front leg. Arms come down, exhale. Flow into your triangle. Inhale and exhale. Flow right into it. Try to take that bottom hand away from your leg. One more breath. Push into the back foot, inhale. Exhale, lift the heel, arms come up, open up. Warrior 2. As low as you can. Flip that palm, inhale. Exhale, peaceful warrior. Inhale, come back to warrior 2. Exhale, we're not gonna cartwheel those hands down. We're gonna take that heel off the floor, rotate for a high crescent lunge. Exhale, pull those elbows down for cactus. Inhale, elbows in. Exhale, open. And you can take that knee to the floor or stay up here with me. Arms up, inhale. Exhale, hands come down. We're gonna sweep that right arm back. Reach for our calf here, our knee. Inhale, that front arm comes forward. Peaceful warrior. Exhale. Now add a little bit of movement. Inhale, rainbow that arm. Exhale, take it back. Add the peaceful. Sort of like a little pendulum. 2 more times. Inhale, rainbow. Exhale. Great. One more time. Inhale, rainbow. Exhale, hold it right here. Woo! I know we're feeling those quads. One more breath. Now this time you cartwheel all the way down. Awesome job. Step it back. Woo! Great job. Inhale forward to your plank, or just find a child's pose. Exhale, lower. Lift. Come on up. Down dog or child's pose. 2 more breaths. Other side, then we are done. 1 more breath. Right, Sandy? She came back for the finale. Inhale, bend the knees. Exhale, lock up or jump. Inhale takes us to standing. Let's go right into it. Exhale, take it on down. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, I know it's a little challenging. You all got it. Step back. Left foot, warrior 1. Now let's go a little bit slower, arms up. If you're ready for that challenge today, follow me and keep that speed going. Inhale, straighten that leg. Exhale, arms come down. Triangle pose, let's go. Reach and flow right into that. So it starts to actually feel like you're flowing from one pose to the next. Inhale, slowly come up. Exhale, release. Warrior 2, lift that heel, arms up, open your hip, step it back. Find your warrior 2. Take 2 breaths. Arms are really strong here. Inhale, flip that palm, exhale, here's that peaceful warrior in a warrior 2 position. We come back to this in that lunge position, which is a little bit harder. 1 more breath. Inhale here, exhale, just rotating our hip to face the front. So we're in this high lunge. Remember we did it with our knee on the floor. You can come back to that as well. Inhale, exhale, pull those elbows down. Cactus. Lean forward once, elbows together. Exhale, open them. Bring those arms back up. Inhale, and then exhale, hands to your knee. We're gonna take this front arm here, same side as our back leg. We're gonna reach it behind, and then take that front arm. Peaceful Warrior. Think about reaching for that heel just like you did on the floor. Then we add a little bit of movement. Inhale, rainbow that arm. Exhale, take it back. Peaceful warrior, 2 more. Inhale, so one arm goes back, front arm lifts. Exhale. Oh my goodness, 1 more. Keep that back leg nice and straight. I know we're feeling those glutes here. This is your last one, hold it. Back leg straight, press through that heel, and then inhale, cartwheel those hands down. Awesome job. Down dog or child's pose. You can do this flow 1 more time, or just be completely done with it. Up to you. And then everyone find a child's pose. Knees wide, feet together. Sit way back into those heels. Woo, I know about you all, but I'm sweating. Your heart rate is up. Take a couple of breaths. Big deep breaths in through the nose and out through the mouth here. I want you to try to bring your chest towards the mat in that child's pose. Hold your child's pose. So we'll continue to work through that flow. We'll practice a little more next week as well. Great job, everyone. Let's walk our hands over to that right diagonal, getting into that side body. Inhale. Exhale, hold it. Maybe bring your nose to your knee. And then inhale back to the center. Exhale over to the other side. Hold it here. Inhale. Exhale. Maybe bring your nose to the knee. And then back to the center. And slowly come on up. Woo, all right, let's just stretch out that back. We're gonna come into that static stretching that I told you all about. We've got about 5-ish minutes left, maybe a little more than that. We're gonna slowly make our way down to the floor. So come to the seated position first, hands right underneath your knees. I want you to draw that belly button in towards your spine and very, very slowly lower down. Very, very slowly working that core just one last time, and then you can relax. Woo, and bring those knees into your chest. Go ahead and circle your ankles and wiggle your toes. Let's do the circles again in one direction, this time with our legs. So you're gonna sort of feel that massage in your low back. Right, Sandy? You're a good girl. So nice stretch here. All right, go ahead and reverse those circles. Bring them in the opposite direction. All right, let's lower those feet to the floor. Arms can just be down by your side here. We're gonna do windshield wipers. So again, it's working into the hips and low back. Your feet stay planted and you really just drop your legs from one side to the other. You can have those arms overhead if you want to open up your shoulders a little bit. I sometimes like to do that. And you're just dropping the legs from side to side. Those feet do lift off the floor a little bit. But nice and easy here. And you're going to do 1 more on each side. All right, let's go ahead and extend our legs straight. You're gonna hug your right knee into your chest. I want you to take your hands right underneath that knee. So I'm just gonna hold this right here. You can make little circles here with that knee into your chest. We're gonna do internal and external rotation and then a cross body stretch, which should feel really good on your back and your spine, but I'll also show you an alternative if it doesn't feel good for you. So first, we're gonna take that right hand now on top of that knee, and you're gonna open it out to the side. So external rotation with your opposite hand, reach for that hip, and make sure your hip doesn't come off the mat. So right knee out to the right side, your hips are glued to the mat, inner thigh stretch, and then just take it across the body. So internal rotation and that twist, so you keep your opposite leg straight. Other hand reaches it across. So if this twist doesn't feel good on your back, you can come into a figure 4 pretzel stretch. And you're still gonna get those glutes and hips. So if you're doing this, the twist with me, extend that right arm out and look over that opposite shoulder. So my knees are going to the left, I'm looking over my right shoulder. Hips come off the floor for this a little bit. And then slowly come back to the center. Go ahead and shake the legs out. Maybe a quick little hug into the chest again. And then we're going to do the same thing on the other side. So now your right leg is long. Left knee into your chest. Hands right underneath. Making little circles here. Relaxing your head, neck, and shoulders. External rotation, so left hand on top. Open it out to the side. And then that opposing resistance with your other hand. Pressing that hip down. If you allow the hip to come off the floor, then you're not going to get that stretch. It won't be as effective. So keep those hips low, keep them down on the floor there. Now we take it across the body, and then they do come off the floor here. That's okay. Take it across the body with that opposite arm. Now your left arm reaches out, or whatever the opposite arm is for you. Look over that shoulder for a spinal twist. You could also do this with both knees bent. That might feel a little bit more comfortable on your low back. So a couple of different options here. Remember that stretching should feel good, right? Should not be painful. Maybe a little uncomfortable if you're tight, but it should feel good overall. Let's slowly come back to the center. Shake it on out. We are just about done. Shake it out. We're going to come into a bridge. All right, just to do some sort of inversion here. So your feet are about hip distance, arms by your side. You're going to lift up into a nice strong bridge. We'll do 3 of them, and on the third one, you're going to hold that. Okay, so inhale, lower, exhale, up. And you can choose to place a block or pillow under your hips, or you can just hold it with your own body weight, your own strength. So here's our last one, hold it. And then another option to interlace those hands underneath. Roll those arms so we get a little more stretch in our rib cage and our chest, in our shoulders. Press those feet into the floor and make sure you're taking deep breaths. We're going to hold for 4 deep breaths right here. Feel free to close your eyes. Little extra work here at the end. Keep lifting. And then slowly unravel those arms or move your block away. Inhale very gently, lower 1 vertebrae at a time. Hips come down. And then exhale, let's bring those knees into our chest. All right, so last one for our spine and our back is, of course, our happy baby. And you can just do knees to chest if you prefer, but happy baby, knees out. Hands come in. We're going to reach for our feet. Reach for the sides of our feet, and we're going to kick them up. If you can, rock side to side. Give your back even more of a massage and should feel really good. And again, there's no tension in our neck and shoulders, so if it's too much, come back to just hugging your knees into your chest, okay? And 2 more breaths. And then when you're ready, just slowly bring those feet back down. And I invite you to find whatever comfortable position, relaxing pose you would like to come into. It does not have to be your typical corpse pose or shavasana, whatever is comfortable, but wherever you're at, go ahead and close your eyes. This last minute here. Close your eyes, focus on nothing but your breath. And then slowly start to move your head from side to side. Start to wiggle your fingers and your toes. Start to gently wake the body back up. Gently draw your knees into your chest. Give yourself one last hug. Tell yourself something nice today. And then when you're ready, just simply roll over to one side and gently press yourself up. And you can come back to that seated position that we started in, or you could find something different, maybe something more comfortable. Sandy also did her Shavasana. She's still in it though. All right, so we're sitting up nice and tall. Take a deep breath, reach those arms up, big deep breath, inhale. Let's bring our palms together as we exhale. Gently lower down to heart center, close your eyes for just a moment. And as always, thank yourself for making the time to show up this morning, wake up, come take class, do something good for your body, and hopefully also for your mind and your spirit. Open our eyes, and we will say namaste to one another. Namaste, happy Friday. It's also National Donut Day and my brother's birthday. So you can go to Dunkin' Donuts, get a free donut or Krispy Kreme. I don't know why I'm telling you that. We're gonna go. And you worked for it, it's the weekend. So great job, everyone. I hope you have a great rest of your day. Hope you're feeling better.
Thank you, Ellen.
You're welcome.
Enjoy the rest of your weekend.